What's up, YouTube? Um, yeah, we can all see that certain judges, certain things like that are very corrupt. Brian and Tiffany, I don't know what you did, what you said, and I know it's working just like you wanted it to. At least you think so. It's not over. You haven't stood before God yet. I know a lot of people, mainly from the left, have tried to skew things and manipulate things and carry on with these people's bullshit that they tried to attack me with on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, even YouTube. Yeah. I mean, she's telling you and showing you exactly what the kid said in that video. Yeah, they came to my YouTube channel and started harassing me, and the courts allowed them to press peace orders and this, that, and the other for stalking, even though they flat out stalked me. Everybody's seen that. I mean, literally right in your face. Everybody told me to get ready for all that. And, make sure you don't have any of this, that, and the other in your closet so they don't have, you know, I made sure of it. The only thing they have is their bullshit lies that they're trying to spread. That's it. And I've proven that. I've given my side. I've shared what the kids have said. I know a lot of people, well, some people tried to say, you know, why do you keep interrupting them, blah, blah, blah. We're just having an open conversation on a camera. That's it. You all act like I'm supposed to treat it like a courthouse or something. No. I treated it like any other conversation we would have, goofing off, telling them straight what was right, what was wrong, and letting them speak. And when they thought that daddy didn't know something, I would let them know that even though they're telling me, I know, which is only making them reassured that their dad's, not stupid to what's going on. And I wasn't. I knew she was manipulating, I knew she was lying. The dangerous situation was what I didn't think she would ever admit to, especially to the kids, which is why I kind of thought it was crazy that she did that. And I was thinking she was doing it for other reasons, trying to make me believe that by putting it in front of the kids and making them believe that they were scared, they would bring it to me. I would look crazy, which that did happen. And she still got away with it, all because supposedly it was her mom that was driving, not her. You don't think they planned that part out? Of course they did. And these cops didn't look into anything. I mean, she diverted you with the same fake report that she tried to lie to me about. Yeah, she said CPS said all that, and that was CBS's report. And mind you, I never seen it, so she was just telling me, reading it. I never actually seen the who it was from or anything. Come to find out, no, that was when we took David to Union Hospital for a intake because she thought, well, she said that she thought that it would save her from not taking him to the other one. And I was telling her the whole time, it's not going to work. They want you to do this. You did not do it. You're going to be in trouble. And of course, they think that, I'm the one doing all this. No, it was her. That's exactly what she did. Just like when we had the court date and I was trying to go to work and she said, out of the blue, she had something to do with the car. And I said, okay, just hurry back so I can get to work. After arguing with me about going to work, she didn't want me to go to this job. She's pregnant, by the way, and she wrecks this car. Ends up getting us in trouble. We had to be put in jail for a 4-day hold. Yep. Even though I called the commissioner's office, I told them, why we missed court and could we possibly have a reschedule. Only one we missed, by the way. And yeah, when I got to meet the judge, I told her what happened and that my fiance was in a car accident. She's pregnant and she's on the other side. I said, oh, this is why we missed court. I did call and there are records of it. And she said, yeah, I see that. She said, I don't know why they didn't just take that off. I said, I don't know. But we turned ourselves in, and the cop was a dick. He's flirting with my girlfriend. She has no handcuffs on. I'm handcuffed with handcuffs behind my back. I'm thrown in the back, and I am treated like shit the whole time. But not her. Nope. Then, when we're there, it's the jail's, deal to get all her information. And before they did, because they were taking mine, they sent her off to change. And the cop is a male, walks into the female changing room right after she goes in and proceeds to ask her for her information. And I said, motherfucker, what do you think you're doing? Oh, well, I need her information. You don't worry about what I'm doing. Oh, I will. She just went in there to get dressed. And she's been in there a few minutes. And then you're just going to poke your head in, not even knock on the door? Yeah, no, that's not the way it works, bro. And he started getting ignorant with me. And I said, I don't give a shit if you're a cat, a crabbing cop or not. I will fuck you up. And the person at the desk is like, he's got a point. You ain't supposed to do that. And he was like, I'm sorry, I just wasn't thinking. Yeah, I'm sure you weren't. I don't. You do this 1,001 times a day. Don't fucking sit there and tell me you just weren't thinking. Literally flirting with the woman the whole way to the jail. Why you with a guy like that? He seems kind of small. You should be with a man, a little bit bigger than that. And then stiffens. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like I have any control over the size I am. No, I've lifted weights. I've worked out in gyms. I've been able to lift more than my brother was, and just never gained weight. I toned, just never built. Ever since my appendix exploded, I just don't build like that. My buddy Justin, he was a Marine, and he had an appendicitis later in his life, and he was a pretty stocky dude. Now he's my size and can't put on muscle. Me and him got in an argument over it on Facebook because he was trying to tell me, oh, well, it's for this or this. It really isn't needed. I said, it is needed. I said, you can live without it, but it is needed. I said, it's a filter, and obviously it has something to do with protein and, fluctuation of that for men because a lot of us aren't able to gain weight afterwards. And he started flipping out. I said, well, yeah, well, then he looks it up on Google and shows it to me. And it even says right there at the bottom that it is considered a type of filter for, a certain type of protein, L protein, and something else. And I'm like, right there, buddy. I've never heard of that before. Just because they kept using medical terms doesn't mean you can't simplify it. It's basically a filter, technically, kind of like the pancreas, kind of like the kidneys. They're all filters. I believe even the liver's a filter. But anyway, I mean, you guys have the videos. You can see how they've tried to attack the. If you really look at it with an open mind and body language type, yeah, I'm pissed off. I have every right to be. And yeah, I knew by putting that story out, people would learn the truth. You know, of course, LBTQ had to jump in with their bullshit. And then one lady kept on swearing up and down that she was with true crimes. I said, I don't know what it is about you people that say you're a part of this group that, does true crimes, but you guys are stupid. I don't know where you learned detective work, but you are dumb. Yeah, one of them tried to tell me, oh, well, there's no way they would plan it out for that long. There's plenty of people that have planned things out for years. There's people that have planned something like that out in a very short amount of time. It's no different than making a plan to succeed at something, and every time it fails, you just change the plan until it gets you to closer to what you want to do. Sometimes you got to go with plan B or C or D. But when people do that kind of stuff when it has something bad, this is what it is. Yes, I know my ceiling is not done. It's not done for a reason. Don't worry, I left my half-inch gap. Yep, I can still put it up there and screw everything down like I'm supposed to. And it'll actually assist me when I'm up against the wall. Yeah, because it'll hold a half inch of it. I can put it up there, press it up, put my screws in. It'll kind of hold it at that. So I can put the other end and then work my way that way. Now, when I get out to the middle, it ain't going to hold nothing. But I'll be holding it. Probably use my wedge that I normally use. But yeah, this place down here was completely empty and had all kinds of stuff in it that had to be taken out. And to get David back from what Tiffany did, I've already stated that in other videos. You guys can go look at that. I don't know. You'll have to go through it. I jump around in a lot of the videos for reasons. One, ADHD, and two, I'll let that out later. But yeah, I'm just a normal Appalachian redneck. Got talked into a family by a bunch of gold diggers a couple times, actually. So apparently they had sinister plans the whole time. I just, I don't think it actually worked out the way they wanted to either of the times they tried, because Tiffany's mom and her were borderlining on stuff when I first met her. And she just kept giving me, you know, excuses and stories. So I was like, oh. And it did kind of fit what was going on. But as time went on, years and more stuff happened for no reason, kind of starts to tell on you. Yeah, I know. They always try and, gold diggers always try and pick a guy like me so they can say that he's the common denominator. And yes, gold diggers will recognize everything he's talking about, and they will move in. They will love bomb, do all that stuff just like the other one did, and do it again. Why? The other one gave him a background, and she's already looking like the one that's right. So why not keep it going? And that's what they do. It's harder to catch, even though everybody knows gold diggers and catfishes. This is what basically a real life catfish is, except for their appearance is not a fake picture. It's really them. They're just lying to you about their intentions. Oh, yeah, and they will at times, especially if you're down and they don't want people to think that they're going to try and, take advantage of a guy that's got money. They'll pick a poor guy, act like they're loyal, his team, to a certain extent, get him talked into getting her pregnant, marriage, her staying home with the kids and working on education while he goes out and works for everything. And then once she gets her education, the kids are at a certain age, she'll start either starting problems or she'll just make up a lie and walk away, and take everything. Well, that's not true. I've seen people together for 20 years and get broke up. That doesn't mean that wasn't their plan. That just means, hey, I'm having fun with both and I'm not ready to end this yet. So, or some of them might not have had him in the right position yet. Some of these men are really good men, and sometimes I believe it actually gets to these women to where they forget they're playing for a little while and then they go back to it. That's where this ick stuff is coming from now. Oh, if he does this, it's ick. Oh, if he does that, it's ick. No, it's not. You know why they think that way? Because that's how they think. They're planning on using those tactics to love bomb and, you know, take over people's lives. So that's why they say it's ick, and all these men do it, and you got to watch out for it because either an F boy has done that to them and, pretty much took that tactic away from watching F boys do it, which is a possibility. That's what makes it hard to figure it out until you know for sure. And sometimes to know for sure, it takes you a while. So, but yeah, just like Roma says, talking about this kind of stuff, getting it off your chest, not keeping it bottled in, kind of helps. So, I really don't care who agrees with it and who doesn't. That's basically what I'm doing it for. There's a few reasons. That way, the truth is known, and I'm tired of hearing this my truth, the real truth, and their truth. No, no. Again, that right there is fantasy versus reality. That is believing that there is some form of truth inside of a delusion, which technically, yeah, there is. It doesn't mean that person deserves to be treated like a credible person because they told you something and because you chose to believe it without any receipts to prove it doesn't mean that it's true. Doesn't mean it's wrong or wrong either. That's what makes figuring things out so hard now, doesn't it? It's not that hard when you with certain situations because all you got to do is stick to logic, fact, and real reality. The moment you step away even a little bit, it gives them that gap to get through or to get away with whatever they did. Well, how do you know that? Because I dealt with one of them that I did give benefit of the doubt to, even times when I knew for a fact she was lying. So I've learned. I thought, this is how you deal with a relationship, but there are relationships that they are just too bad, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's both of them. This is why I wish I walked around with a GoPro. I'd like to say thanks a lot to everybody that has, that really does know me and has tried to play this little feminist girl bullshit shit. Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't like entertaining it because of the stuff that it can be used for manipulation. Do I agree that men and women are both human? Yes. Do I agree that they both have certain roles to play? Yes. It's just the way it is. It's how we're built. That's what we're built for. That's what we're supposed to do. And you all know it when you step out of it because you're not as good at it. Of course, people with sugar in their tank, they've been practicing it forever. So yeah, anything you practice, you'll get better at. But a lot of times men say no to that because that's for the women. We don't want to, real men don't want to take from them. Not like that. And this whole thing with Adam first, Eve, y'all are taking that way too extreme. All that means is he's responsible for a lot of shit. That's all. That's why he's the final word. He's this. He's that. One, because most men go by logic. Two, because they go by reason. That's why. That is our literal nature. Well, some men are incompetent. Are they really incompetent, or is it you messing with it? Because I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a group of women standing there calling a man incompetent when he's literally outdoing them every step, and all they're doing is talking with drinks in their hand. Uh, where did you women think that you get the right to just stand there, not really knowing what the fuck you're talking about because you've never done it, or you've done it once and think that you know what you're talking about? What makes you the boss? I mean, do you like it when your husband or boyfriend comes in, if you're cooking or doing something that you know you're good at, and they're like, "Oh, you did this wrong. Oh, you did that wrong." Oh, it's irritating, isn't it? And that where you guys say it's belittling, it's this and that, even though sometimes some of these women actually need those pointers because they think they're better than what they are and they're not. So your man's just trying to help you out with, yo, man, this would be a little bit better. And they freak. They do. They lose it. And every man knows what I'm talking about because your woman can give you that look for any reason. And you all know, oh, fuck. Why are you afraid of that? Because you know she's going to do hellacious shit to you. And you're just going to have to take it. But if it's the other way around, you doing ignorant shit to your man, you know he's going to get you back and irritate you because you did that. Wow, that's funny because that's still reality. She did something. It wasn't just a dream or a thought. So, mm-mm-mm. Ridiculous, really. But whatever. Yeah, that was Nolan's room. Was David's for a little while, and then I gave him the big room. And once me and Tiff split up and gave Nolan his own room in there, Nolan loved it. This is insane. Yeah, for 12 years, this girl barely did anything. Oh, she was very, very abusive, very controlling, all that stuff. And oh, there was plenty of times, I just ignored it and whatnot. And she would be like, "Why don't you ever, say anything back or stand up for yourself?" She would just find ways to manipulate me into, trying to act like, "Oh, well, she likes it when," and then it would turn into other things. And I'm telling you right now, dude. Yeah, it was a setup from the beginning. I didn't notice that, but yeah, it was. The only reason why it lasted 12 years is because I was trying to keep that relationship from falling apart. And I thought I could try this and fix it. I could try that and fix it. Every time she came back crying that. She wanted to try and fix things. Y'all can say what you want. I have it on surveillance camera from my work, multiple places. And pretty funny, when David was a little around two, just before his second birthday, she left because of her mother. And the only time she let me see him is when she was trying to talk me into back to going out with her. Yeah. But yeah, women don't use children as bait. They don't use them as weapons. Yes, they do. Well, we don't see any of this and we don't see any of that. What are you talking about? I supported those kids with physical things. If she, I paid for their school clothes every year. Paid for their new fall clothes every year, which was their school clothes for that. Sorry, I meant spring clothes. You know, fall was school clothes and um, fall clothes at the same time, and then in the spring we would go out around tax time and get them new spring clothes every year, new shoes. Now, if they wore shoes out and stuff in between those times, of course we would get replacements. Or if they needed something for school, but I got all that. Anything she needed, I got. Don't believe me on that? I have that on recording. And I do have handwritten receipts with her signature on it from me handing her cash. And that was before anything was ever put into court. She did that to be a bitch. She didn't do that because she needed to. She did that to be an asshole. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wait until Barnes and me sit down and have a chat, and they find out what your law firm did. You guys are supposed to be holding up his reputation. I can't wait until he walks in that office and gives you a piece of his mind. Yeah, I put a court date up with a lawyer, and I was trying to get emergency custody just before all this went down, and she used a friend and a lie again. It was both hearsay, even though I told the judge I have that exact time and date on my dash cam. I can prove that she's lying with video. It's right here. Wouldn't submit it. Wouldn't allow it to be submitted. That right there would have saved their life. And she lied. Even her friend Nikki, that she had there, lied for her. Said that she was there breaking up a fight in between me and Tiffany at a certain time on a certain date. Guess what? My dash cam shows time and date. Me and Tiff never got in a fight. She was trying to manipulate Talon into causing problems for his dad, and he wouldn't do it. So she threatened him with sending him to a mental home and tried to make it seem like he was having an issue. And when I came up there, he wanted to go with me. He didn't want to be there. You can see him on the camera. His head's down. He, Daddy is the one that lightens him up and makes him understand, you know, what he needed. Then he wants to go with his dad. And Nolan wanted to go too. So I took them both. And do you really believe she's going to let me leave with both kids on a day that is not court ordered if we got into a fight? Nope. I still have it. Yip yip. Also, Brown, how come that evidence hasn't ended up in the right hands yet? Do you think that's the only copy I have? It's not. There's a lot there, and yeah, it is in chronological order. At least it was supposed to load it on like that. You know how loading stuff on USB goes. Yeah, 256 gigs of evidence. And I said evidence, not bullshit. Thanks a lot. I turn to communities is something I never do. I have never, ever, ever turned to social media or anything like that for help like that. Ever. And what do I get? Stereotypes, assumptions, females that are fucking wicked to the core, men that believe all these females just so they might win their hearts over. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Every one of them having abortions, not giving a shit about hurting kids. This is fucking insane. I can't wait for God to return. I literally can't wait. Oh, there is a reason why I'm not scared one bit. I have nothing to fear. Nothing. These people do. I don't. That's why they hate me. They think I act like an angel. No, I don't. I try to act as decent as I can. Yes, I am goofy. Yes, I am weird. And yes, I will rip your face off if I have to. Am I that type of person all the time? No. I'm the type of person that'll break my back for you, give you the shirt off my back. I'll feed you, clothe you, and shelter you. But the moment you stab me in my back or try to hurt children or my kids in front of me, whether I agree with them or not, we're gonna have a big problem. It's normal. That is how everybody is. Yes, I am a Star Wars geek. Blah blah blah. I'm also very good at other things. Fixing anything, cooking anything, taking care of kids, animals, etc. Farming, you name it, I can do it. Well, most of us can do a lot, yeah. Well, I was deemed I wasn't able to do anything. So, it's a little bit differently for me. I still got to get the home videos out and do some clips of those so you guys can see what type of family we were and exactly what she was fucking with and pissing away. The whole time she's playing this happy fiance, happy life stuff. She's doing all kinds of things behind my back the whole time. So was my family. So was a few of my friends. Yeah. Oh yeah, they all got a problem with me because I call them out on their dumb shit, and I don't lie for them when they're caught cheating. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't put up with that bullshit. Don't care who it is. Oh, there's been plenty of people tried to say it about me, and I can shut them down very quickly with that. See, there's a couple of them that'll lie. Because it gets them attention and they they feel that they can get an upper hand on me. Right. But supposedly I'm the one still wrapped around them, but they're the ones trying to still fuck with my life. Jen, we've been done for 20 years. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why I never gave you another chance. You can get these women to lie for you all you want. I don't know how you're doing that because, like I said, Leslie wanted to beat your ass. Oh, yeah, you're lucky I don't have any of that on video. Oh, you are so lucky. Pretty sure it's on the courtroom video for the parking lot. Guarantee it is. Imagine that. Mm-hmm. You had 4 girls wanting to kick your ass, including your own friend. And I still protected you. Did you care? Nope. Still kept your shit up. How about when you got back to your apartment and you were about to get jumped? Protected you then too, even though it started all kinds of hell with Tiff. Even though you didn't fucking deserve it. Then you tried to go to Wes's and get back with him. Yeah, Steve and all that was after Wes and all that. That was when Jazzy was really little. Just before you ran away with her for the second time with Phil. Broke her leg, turned her into this monster that she is, and then tried to blame it on her dad. Wow. So let me get this straight. You did the same thing Tiff did. You bribed her with everything she wanted to do. Unless it affected you, right? Even the shit you knew she shouldn't be doing. But you didn't care because you knew it would piss her dad off. Yeah, and you know why. Oh boy. Jenna, I don't want to hear your shit. You lied from day one. You were a fucking psychotic bitch. And you know it. I don't care who you have fooled. Even your husband had enough of you. But you manipulated him, didn't you? Yeah, that manipulation you all are seem to be so good at only works for so long. That's why you keep changing groups. Really, Phil? You forget trying to get me to go to court for you over Gabe? Remember that? And you tried to act like, oh, that was a lie. Well, I wonder if I have those text messages. I sure do. Oh, don't worry, they will be put up. Hmm. Right next to the recorded conversation of you trying to lie your ass off. And you're a military man, right? Trying to act like a down home redneck, good old boy. But you're running drugs. You're allowing children to be hurt and then lying about it. Bad thing to do to me, buddy. I don't give a fuck who you know. Does it look like I care who you know? Take a good look at my face. Ooh, I'm shaking. Wasn't worried then, not worried now. And there's a damn good reason for that. Yes, I do have a nice heart. Yes, I do have a kind soul. But I also have that other side. Yeah, you know, what you all try to say that you all have that nobody else does. That edge from being on the streets. I was on the streets and I still didn't do the dumb shit that you've done. See, the shit you've done is a hood rat. The shit I've done was a person that was raised on the streets. Big difference. I hope you all enjoy the next coming years that are coming. If you haven't seen it or noticed it yet, you will. Tiffany, you didn't sneak away. I know exactly where you are. Brian, you didn't sneak away either. Corey, I suggest you stop trying to act like you're a man. You ain't no man. You're a scared little bitch hiding behind people. You know me. I will come straight through them. Yeah, that'll be on you. There will come a day. There will come a day. God will set all this straight. I wanna I would love to see you all try and lie to him. I really hope I have a front row seat. I really do. Of course I'm gonna feel bad for them. They could have chose otherwise and they didn't. But it's not the case now, is it? Just because I feel bad for somebody doesn't mean I don't believe they don't deserve what they're getting. They deserve it. People like me are the ones that don't deserve what's happening. I tried to play victim. Oh, I was a victim. I just don't like using that terminology. The only reason why I was is because I put my heart out there for somebody that didn't deserve it. Again, imagine that. Yeah, I did it for Jen too. She fucked it up right away. Then she didn't want to come to terms with what she did. She wanted to blame it on everything else. Yeah, I literally went and pulled a dude, pretty much pulled a dude out of his house with his parents right there because of a bullshit story that she told and found out it was the complete opposite. It was her. Yeah, that day, right then and there, I took her to her dad's and dropped her off. Yes, I did. She's back at my work the next day. She's at my house. She's calling my phone, calling my phone, calling my phone. Jesus. If a dude did this, he'd be in jail right now. Fucking ridiculous what these women get away with.